Hiya, sexy biscuits, and welcome into Pentiment. So there's a couple of things I love in this world, and two of those things are Obsidian and medieval games. This is a new medieval game made by Obsidian, and it reminds me art style-wise of the amazing Procession to Calvary, which I did a full series on, link in the description below. So yeah, I'm excited about this. So without further ado, let's begin a new game. And the abbot said to me, "Andreas, I need to finish this commission by the end of April." "Isn't that much earlier than you were expecting?" "Well, yes, he told me I had until the end of May." So, he's not going to pay you more, is he? He has no appreciation for the cost of your sweat. "The yield of labour should not be measured in coin, but in personal satisfaction and self-improvement." Well, personal satisfaction doesn't put much food on the table though, does it? "How did you reply to the abbot, Andres?" "I said I would do my best to get it done by the end of April." "And with disciple and mindfulness you will persevere." "If you don't kill yourself striving to meet the abbot's unreasonable expectations." Hear what she said. What's the point in burning your candle to the nub for the idiot's abbot's sake? "Despite the abbot's ire, you must endure. Soon you will have finished both the abbot's work as well as your masterpiece. And then you will return to Nuremberg, where marriage and your new life as a master await you." "Yes, marriage to someone he's never met. Hardly ideal." "Well, the alternative is becoming a philosopher." "Oh, Jesus. Then you should definitely get married. Is she pretty, at least?" "Well, the small portrait they sent was lovely, but we artists can be flatterers." "Well, it's growing late. The wheels of time stop for no man, Andres. I fear you must leave us." "Ah, true, Your Majesty." "Will you visit us again soon?" "Well, I can't always dream of this place, Your Majesty." "Well, of course. If you are not here tomorrow night, I pray you will be someplace as pleasant. Grebian, please see Andres safely home." "Of course, Your Majesty." "Until next time, Andres." "Pay no mind to the other fools, Andres." "Oh, I never do." "Ow! At least I would if they stopped stepping on my bloody foot." "Watch where you're going!" "They're fools, Andres. No point in trying to teach them anything. I know old John wants you to endure the abbot's shit, but since I take you home, I'll get the last word. Don't let him run you ragged, boy." "He's just trying to keep order in the Abbey. I'm an outsider." "Right, an outsider he brought in? If he wants your work, he has to deal with you as you are." "Ah, God damn it! Would you please stop?" I give up. Take me home, Gorbian. As you wish, Andres. Good morning, Ursula. Well, time to get up. Hey, Ursula. Okay, cool, Ursula. Thanks for the chat. Hello, Clara. "Good morning, Andreas. Did you sleep well?" "Well, ordinary as sleeping goes." "Well, as long as you didn't sleep poorly. Anyway, I knew you'd be off to the Abbey, so I packed you some food. Almonds, cheese, and some of the rye you like from the Albans. Otto wanted to ask you to join him for dinner at the Abbey." "Oh, I stopped by." "Yes, round dawn. Here you are, Andres." Too kind of you, Clara. Many thanks. "Master Andres, if it wouldn't be too much trouble, could would it be too much trouble if you paid next month's rent today, and if we raise it by 2 groschen? I hate to ask, but we're behind on our taxes to the Abbey. 2 months behind. Peter's losing his hair over it. Even more than usual, I mean." "Yeah, I think I can manage it. I'm not sure how. Rent wasn't due until the beginning of May." "Be generous, Andres. You can spare the money. It'll ease your burden." "You must take the consequences of your inaction into account." "What is this shit? Don't they pay taxes every year? Why is this failing on you to fix?" On the other hand, she might think she can keep asking me for advances on rent. Look, I can't promise anything, but I'll see what I can do. "Of course, I understand. I hate to even ask of it of you. Our taxes get harder to pay every year. Peter works hard, but it just never seems like it's enough." St. Luke, bless you for helping us out. Speaking of St. Luke, how is your masterpiece coming along? It's been 2 months now, hasn't it? Slowly, I'm afraid. Most days are spent doing work for the Abbey. It's only during the Divine Office that Prior Farine allows me to work on my masterpiece. A reasonable restriction, but going slow. The City Council doesn't require it to become a master. I'm making it mostly to show the clients, and for my own sake. And yes, when I do finish, I will go back to Nuremberg, where I will marry and open a workshop of my own. From Nuremberg to a university and now travelling the road as an artist. What a life you have ahead of you, Master Andres. Yeah, I suppose it does feel like I'm starting a new chapter in my life after a few missteps. It must be rather frightening starting all over again. I owe it to my family to make something out of my life. They helped me even after I dropped out of university. I can't let them down. I'm sure you make your family very proud, Andres. Anyway, I don't know anything about art, but I've seen you sketching such beautiful things in your little book. Your masterpiece must be wonderful. It's getting there. Hard work will get you all the way. That's what my father used to say, God rest his soul. Now I have to get back to my own work. Have a good day at the Abbey, Andres, and we'll see you after Vespers for supper. Not tonight, but thank you. Klaus Drucker invited me over for supper. Of course. Please say hello to Druckers for me. Of course. Until later, Clara. And we're outside. This is beautiful. Morning, Andres. Morning, Big Jorg. How's it going? You working today? Oh, just taking a rest for a little bit. Dad's still in the field. He hit a big rock with the plough and it took me Lord knows how long to pull it out. You off to the Abbey? Every day but Sunday. Alright, yeah. Thank God for Sundays, eh? Smells like a storm's coming now. Just smells like fresh alpine air to me. You've been travelling too much. Where was it you spent your under before you came to Tassing? Oh, yes, it was in Flanders. Antwerp, Bruges and Ghent. All the great art cities of Flanders. Where's that? North and west, down by the sea. Is your problem? The sea air has confused your sense of smell. Spend enough time in these mountains and you'll be able to smell a storm coming. How long will that take? 10 to 15 years. I don't think I have that long, Big Jorg. What did you spend all that time in Flanders doing anyway? Other than art, I mean. Well, I was a bit of a hedonist. Flemish women are beautiful, and the beer is wonderful. What do you think I spent my time doing? Oh, sounds like fun. But you better not let Ether Thomas hear about that. Why not? Priests tell us to emulate the lives of saints. I revere St. Augustine, who said, Lord, make me chaste. But not yet. If you say so, Andres, I still think you're going to get in trouble with Father Thomas. York! Anyway, I have to get going. York, let's go! Dad's already acting like I'm taking too long, even though I did all the work to get that rock out. See you later, Andres. Yes, until later. Oh, it's ill Peter. God bless you. It's Andres. Oh, yeah, it's Andres. Hey, his weather's been god awful. His time's gone to shit since my day. Well, were things very different when you were young? As different as beer and piss. The old abbot didn't bother as much about our customs. He didn't mind if we left a little offering to Perk to keep the skies clear and the weather fair. Matthias knew Christ was in our hearts, even if the White Lady's name was on our lips. I thought St. Moritz protected Tassing. Oh, yeah, and St. Satya too, but who do you think protected it before they came along? The saints weren't the first to watch over Tassing. My father knew that, old Rannig Camper knew that. That bastard abbot may not like it, but some of us keeping the traditions alive, you know. Oh, like the old widow Otilla. Yeah. She always hangs the door frame with lavender to keep the spirits out. Even if it doesn't help with spirits, it does smell nice at least. Yeah, I suppose. I just know it helps with ghosts and witches and whatnot. I should go. Alright, God bless you, son. Yeah, I don't want to catch whatever he has, so I'm going to go this way. Oh, it's Peter. Oh, it's Andres. Hello, Andres. Martin, please, can you give me a hand here? What do you want? I'm keeping an eye on them. That looks a lot like standing there and not doing nothing. Martin, for Christ's sake, help your cousin. Morning, Andres. Excuse us. One of the fence rails fell and the sheep started hopping it. Is there anything I could do to help? Have you ever handled sheep before? No. Then no, but thank you. Christian of you to offer. Oh, look, there's something going on up at Steinier's place. Who's that on the horse? Looks rich. I don't know, Martin, but Lucky's giving him an earful. Christ, haven't seen Lucky that worked up since Peter and Clara's wedding when Johan pulled his pants down. Not till my man's teeth out. You don't want to feel the strength behind a stonemason's anger. Do you really think he's a noble? He looks really rich. God damn it, Martin. Stay out of trouble for once. What, Aunt Eddie? Behave yourself. Don't we have enough to deal with right now? Andreas, if you wouldn't mind moving your skinny little body up the road, we need to get those sheep under control. Yeah, of course. I'll see you later. Don't work too hard, Martin. Morning, Andreas. How's it going? Morning, Klaus. Another day at the Abbey. Another few hours to work on my masterpiece. Good to hear. You still coming by for supper tonight? Marie and Bert would love to see you. You really need to see those new woodcuts I have for Italian edition of Tin Umspengel. I didn't realise Father let you print books in Italian. Come on, Andreas. He's not that strict. I know he's just trying to protect people from heresy. Sure, why not? Some of those things people are publishing these days would make a bishop's head spin. Or an abbot's. Yes, it doesn't take much with that one. No, I know it. But at least I don't have to deal with him much. So, supper tonight, after Vespers? Of course, yes. Great, I'll tell Marie and Bert you're coming. I'll see you soon. God bless Master Mellor. I hope your week is going well. Thank you, Father. It's going quite well. I'm just on my way up the hill to get to work. Good, Andreas. I don't recall seeing you at Sunday morning Mass. You understand how important it is for your salvation that you receive a Holy Communion, don't you? I just stayed up too late on Saturday. I don't want to get into an argument with him about this. Would going to church on Sunday be such a burden? If not for his sake, consider it for your own. A man of many duties, Father Thomas would appreciate how hard you work to help the Abbey. His asshole can't make you go to Mass. Deal with him. Almost everyone in town works hard, though. Yes, I apologise, Father Thomas. I promise you I'll make it up to you this Sunday. You don't have to make a promise to me, but our salvation is contingent on the... Oh my, what a blessed day to receive such an illustrious visitor. Master Mellor, this is Lorenz, Baron of Rothgall, a great lord from the countryside near Worms. Good to see you, Father Thomas. It is nice to be remembered fondly. I only wish all of your neighbours were as welcoming. Well, yes. What brings you back to our little town? My wife and I were returning from a trip to Venice. We spent a few days in Innsbruck, and it was terribly dull. I mean, it has a certain charm common to those Alpine cities, but the place was crawling with nobles for the Emperor's diet. The Emperor? Was he there? Did you see him? Oh, briefly, but he was sitting for a portrait at the time, quite lovely. I didn't want to bother him or the painter. Who was the artist, my lord? Oh, I'm sure you know him, an older man from Nuremberg with enough of a reputation to paint the Emperor. I'm sorry, my lord, I'm not sure who you mean. Have you not heard of Albrecht Dürer? Pity. I thought he was known across the empire. Anyway, my wife wanted to stay a bit longer in Innsbruck, and I decided to ride ahead to make a visit to Quarso. I heard Father Matthias died shortly after my last visit, of course. A great loss for the Abbey and for all of us. Indeed. By good fortune, I recently came across a copy of Historia Tassing. He was reading it during my last visit. Father Matthias was hoping to find a second copy to corroborate the contents of the first. It contains some fascinating details about the history of this place. I'm afraid they might even cause a bit of a scandal. But I must be off. There will be enough time to discuss Tassing's past later. I have commissioned a manuscript from the Abbey through Father Gournot, and I have come to check on its progress. If you come to see your manuscript, you should speak with young Master Mellor here. I'm not quite a true master yet, but I still have to marry and be approved of the city council, you know. Andreas is a journeyman artist from Nuremberg. For the next few months, he's also helping in the Abbey scriptorium. A Nuremberger artist working on an Abbey scriptorium in 1518? Oh, we should talk, Andreas. I must know the story. Of course, my lord. That would be an honour. Wonderful. It's so rare to find someone in the countryside who knows anything about art. Thank you for the introduction, Father Thomas. Come to supper at the Abbey tonight. I'm inviting you to the Abbot's table. Maclaus, I'm dismounting. Run ahead of us and take the horses to the Abbey's guest house. I'd like to take my time talking to Master Mellor. I'll meet you there. At once, my lord. So then, a journeyman from Nuremberg. Forgive me for saying so, but you seem a little too old to not yet be a master. Are you unmarried? No, I'm not married. But in truth, I came to my vocation later than my father and brothers. I was in university for a number of years at Erfurt, wonderful. The same university as Martin Luther. Have you read his works? Tremendous mind. He says things about the church that should have been said years ago. Might get him into trouble, but he's a brave, brilliant man. You may have even met him, did you? You must tell me. Oh, no. He was a few years ahead of me. Still, his ideas seem fascinating. I agree wholeheartedly. I simply must meet him if I get the chance. I wonder if the good brothers of the Abbey have heard of him. Perhaps they have even read his list of 95 theses against the church. Father Matthias was not above having a lively debate. I hope Father Gornot does not disappoint in that regard. But enough about Luther for now. Tell me about your university studies. Forgive me, Baron, but did you attend university? You seem very well educated. No, my family is merely wealthy enough to have provided me with all the books and tutors a child could dream of. I love all knowledge from Aristotle and the Cicero to Fincino and Erasmus, and everyone in between and yet to come. Oh God, I may have misjudged the Baron. It seems he is well read as any university student. In truth, I am simply happy to speak with another well-educated man. Now then, did you earn your doctorate? No, I didn't. Only master's degree. But I started working towards a doctorate, but didn't finish it. Oh, that's a shame. Well, what was your area of study? Law in the Holy Roman Empire, I suppose. I thought I could practice in Nuremberg. I'd never had much interest in the subject, honestly. A bit dull for my tastes. Besides, the Empire is such a mess of jurisdictions. Bavarian law, Rhenish law, Fraconian law. Nonsense. I'd rather use my money to pay someone who has studied the nonsense than learn it myself.
You! If I had any faith, I would have prayed you'd never shown your face here again. Curse you, Lorenz Rothfagol! Perked as dogs tearing you to pieces would be too kind of fate. Bloody hell.
These rustic communities display a shocking lack of hospitality, don't you think? What was that about? Who knows? By the time I finish guessing, the old crone will probably be dead. Well, what of your early time in the university? Every student must study the trivarium and quadrivium, yes? Did you have a favourite subject? Logic, geometry, and arithmetic. Quite interesting for an artist. Was Aristotle's organon the foundation of your study? Yes, the organon for logic and Euclid's elements for geometry. But the past few centuries have yielded wonderful new texts on logic. Peter Abelard provided the foundation for scholastic philosophy and established the primacy of Aristotle's work. The Englishman William Oakman gave us Summa Loci, arguing nominalism against the Platonic realism. And of course, Thomas Aquinas gave us the tools to employ both faith and reason in the pursuit of truth. All monks and friars, of course, a great deal of work to force Aristotle to fit within the Church's vision of truth. Is that so wrong? Well, I question that these great men should have to wrestle logic into what the Church established by fiat and force. And your other studies? Was there anything else you excelled at? Well, the art of persuasion, naturally. Rhetoric. I assume you studied the Greeks and the Romans both. Yes, Aristotle and Cicero, of course, but also Christian thinkers like Augustine and Thomas Aquinas. True, we have less use for public discourse than the senators did in the Roman Republic. Exactly. The doctors of the church weren't trying to persuade politicians, but to move the mind towards Christian truth. Still, the principles remain the same. Invent your arguments, then arrange style and internalize them before delivering them to your audience. Splendid! Though I suppose an artist has little use for rhetoric, especially in a place such as this. Not true. Rhetoric is also an art. And like other forms of art, it should be created for the audience and its purpose. It can be practiced as easily as in the streets of a rural town as in the Curia of Rome. Well put. Ah, there's the Abbey. I have good memories of this place and of Father Matthias. I was sad to hear of his passing. How did you come to know him? How did you come to know of Karasue at all? Well, my family have been patrons of Karasue for, I don't know, many generations. Some years ago I heard the Karasues still had a wonderful library and artisans. Professional artists have taken over most manuscript production, so I was shocked to find an active scriptorium here. Wow, there's not much left of it these days. 2 old men, a young scribe, and Me. Ah, well, perhaps it's nostalgia that brings me back here then. Yes. I commissioned a manuscript for Father Gounod a year ago. I thought I would stop by and check in on the progress. Wait, are you the artist working on it? It's a prayer book with 20 illustrations. Oh, I know the work, but no, I do know the artist well. The venerable Brother Piero. How venerable? Well, he still has his wits and his skills, if that's what concerns you. Brother Piero has an incredible talent with colour. Well, then I very much look forward to seeing it. McLeod, tend to the horses and the baggage. I'm heading up to the Abbey. Yes, my lord. Well, let's not keep the abbot waiting any longer. Nuns. Quite unusual for Benedictine houses to have monks and nuns, even if they are separated. The church closed most of them centuries ago. But then, Carsu is a place out of time in more ways than one. Do you know Mother Cecilia? She seemed to recognize you. We are acquainted, yes. Let's leave it at that. Ah, you must be Father Gounod. I am Lorenz, Baron of... Yeah, the Baron of Rothgo. So wonderful to have you here again. We actually did meet you on your last visit. Oh, if you say so, I'm not good with remembering faces. Please forgive me, my lord, but I wasn't expecting you for another few days. Oh, yes, I know, but I rode ahead. I just couldn't wait to see my manuscript. I'm sure it's in no trouble. Well, yeah, I mean, no, it's no trouble. Did you want to see it now? Oh, in a moment. I could do with a bit of refreshment, though. May I grab something from the kitchen? Oh, yeah, certainly, my lord. Oh, I'll meet you there. Andreas! I don't know what you were doing with the Baron, but I need you in the scriptorium now. Why are you taking this out on me? He's not my problem. Shit, I should have asked him about an advance for Gertner's taxes. Maybe I could convince the brother Matau to pay me earlier. And that is where we're going to leave today's episode. So I'm going to be voicing all the characters. Am I going to remember all of the voices that I've done? No. So expect voices to change, but right now, yeah, it's very interesting. There was a load of different options in terms of my past that I got to choose, which was really nice, and I don't know if I'm going to have those in the video, but you got to pick your different studies and what different skills you have, which I really like. Yeah, it's really good so far. I quite like it, but apparently there's a murder investigation that the whole game surrounds, so I wonder who's going to get murdered. Maybe we'll find out in the next episode. But anyway, thank you so much for watching, but until next time, that's me out. Bye, guys.